Okay, this is going to be a past, present, and future reading, just for whoever needs to hear it. We'll find out what comes up, and I guess I'll title it then. And I actually don't think I'm going to use this deck. I've been going back and forth on it, but it's the Lover's Path, and I don't actually think we need to focus on relationships today. I think we need to focus on the self. So that's what we're going to do. All right. Ooh, same again as earlier. Started out so smooth too. It's interesting. It's coming apart on the bridge. Okay. Moon has to do with our emotions. Maybe we're having trouble bridging our emotions with what we feel and what's logical. I'm not sure. But I like to read into things. Okay. Past, present, and future. Where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Where we've been, where we are, where we're going. Whoops. Some feeling. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, maybe it's because I don't shuffle those the same way as these. Okay. Where we've been, where we are, where we're going. Where we are, where we're going. Major Arcana only. Why do the bridge if it gets messy? Because it's fun. Where we've been, where we are, where we're going. Oops. I'm so used to shuffling them. Right here. That feels right. No. There we go. Where we've been, where we are, where we're going. Interesting. The World just came out. Which I guess is not a bad overall theme to have here. Got the whole world in our hands. Come on, hands. Okay, stuff is just flying out. And these are cards that have been coming out a lot for me lately. So, the Three of Cups, the High Priestess, things that have been coming out. Definitely, I don't know about the ones I've been recording, but a lot of the readings I've been doing on my own. Okay. Past, present, future. There we go. Where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Okay. All right. where we've been last quarter moon in Cancer, so we've been taking a breather. Okay, last quarter moon in Cancer, the way that I see that is that in the last quarter moon, we've got more obstacles coming up to show us what triggers our big emotions, because Cancers are like big emotional beings. And so I would say that we have been in the past dealing with the last phases of things coming up that make us really, really emotional. We've been answering what our soul's calling us to do. Answer the call. So that we had the last quarter moon in Cancer. And answer the call. And then for the major arcana, Judgment reversed. And for the whole deck, we've got 3 of Wands. So let's see, Judgment reversed can indicate a fear of losing control or a fear that you won't find happiness. Sometimes it shows a lack of interest or awareness in the spiritual side of life, or possible losses or delays in realizing a higher spiritual calling. It suggests you take care not to be superstitious, but instead to believe that all conditions of life have a higher purpose. There's a reason, in other words, for everything, even if some of those things are not very pleasant. So, what this is saying is that where we have been was if we have been in a state of a fear of losing control, or a fear that we won't find happiness. You know, we have in the past showed a lack of awareness or spiritual interest and self-awareness. But again, this is our past, not where we are anymore. And the 3 of Wands. There's the 2 and the 3. So upright imagery. Let's see. I read this today. It's got to do with coming together with other people, like community around the things that you're interested in stuff. Let's see. You can tell. Okay, so events were moving along better now that momentum is increased. He'll benefit from his efforts. It often comes up when you're being offered help. It indicates good partnerships and solid cooperation with others. In business or education, support can be found all around you. Everyone wants to either help you out or support your efforts. Success can't be too far away. But in the past, so in order to get out of where we are and into where we are now, I would read this as we had to come together with community and people who support us and who are proud of us. And we have to be proud of ourselves too. You know, we have to stand behind our own accomplishments. So that was the past. Where we are now. Okay, this whole thing needs to be flipped around. Make time or not. Last quarter moon in Libra. Make time for self-love. So the last quarter moon in the thing where you have balance. And so I would read that as saying that again, things that are coming up, like the big things that we're being reminded of where we're out of balance. Yeah. We're currently being reminded where we're out of balance, but we're in that phase right now and we're actually taking the action to work through it. And Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. Okay. And that's where we are right now. And so where we are right now is, finally stepping out of just that student phase and into the teacher, accepting that you're a mystic, accepting that like you've got passion about this moving forward. The Lovers reversed. Interesting. Both of these came out reversed. So currently it says that we're in the Lovers reversed, but we're making time for self-love. I'm gonna have to think about that. And that's just from the Major Arcana deck. And then the Knight of Swords reversed. So let's see. With the Lovers reversed, 1 page away. It might indicate indecision or that you're making a choice that won't fulfill you. The lesson of the Lovers reversed is to learn how to make the right choices for where you are now in your life. Make sure you're ready for this. It could be a difficult or rocky beginning, though the end might be worth the struggle, and you might be involved in an unsatisfactory relationship. Okay, so making time for self-love, realizing that you are the teacher and the mystic and not just the student anymore, that even if you're in the beginning of the phases, you have a voice to give, but you have to break away from the relationships that aren't serving you any longer. In the Knight of Swords reversed, I would say that you're not taking action on that. I don't know how much this is for me. I've been reading so many lately. Let me see. The Knight of Swords has to do with Gemini. Reversed. Reversed, the Knight of Swords can mean delays, apprehension, conflicts, or battles yet to be won. There might be difficulty maintaining stamina, strength, or mental attitude. And the Knight's not able to cope with the conditions because he's just mentally worn out. This Knight may also be unable to help or warn others of an impending trauma. Sometimes it can be argumentative or a troublemaker, always ready to start a fight or a war. This can also be someone who's opposed to your thoughts and action right now. This card reversed signals constant delays and struggles that can seem never ending. Something's wrong around him, and he might not be saying what, because he can't carry his sword well. He might not be communicating very well either. This card can also represent dishonesty and deception, so in any event, caution is advised. So that's interesting. Again, making time for self-love. Waking up to the fact that we are the teacher, not just the student, which means that we have the information to share. Lovers reverse means that we need to step out of those relationships that aren't serving us. But the Knight of Swords being reversed means that we're not taking the proper action to do that right now, or that whoever that person is that we're, or people that we don't have a good relationship with, or that isn't serving us anymore, that they maybe have a form of deception, but that doesn't feel as correct as we're just not taking the action to not even necessarily cut ties from these relationships, but just to devote less energy to them and more to the self-love that we're doing right now. Okay, where we're going, upside down. We are last quarter moon in Scorpio. Scratch, 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 scratch. Oh, sorry, I was trying to help. I made it worse. Okay, last quarter moon in Scorpio, reveal what needs to be seen. Again, 3 last quarter moons. Interesting. That's tons of obstacles coming up. Tons of obstacles. So, reveal what needs to be seen. That's interesting. With the Lovers reversed, which means, relationships that aren't serving you. The Knight of Swords reversed means you're not taking actions on those relationships serving you. And then what's coming up in the future is you'll reveal things that need to be seen will be revealed. Keepers of the earth, but you're not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. That's good. That's beautiful. And with all the wings, just really coming out in the butterfly. Okay, we have the Sphinx reversed for the major arcana, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And then for the full deck, we've got the 7 of Cups, which I love because that's like still the way that I read the 7 of Cups is I've got a bunch of different things to choose from that like fill your cup or to possibly fill your cup with, and you get to choose what they are. But let's see. The World reversed, the Wheel of Fortune. Although I should check out what the World says because it was... Okay, hold on. I'm too early. I should check out what the World says because it flew out earlier and seemed to be like an overall theme for this. Wheel of Fortune, Keaton. Reversed, though. When the Wheel of Fortune is reversed, what goes up must come down. Okay. Let's see. Situations may be in disarray and the lucky cycles come to a halt. Chances are you've got a feeling of stagnation. Okay. Because the cycles turn downward, it's best to relax and slow down. Remember, the Wheel of Fortune will eventually come back up again. It's wise to know when to stop action and when to start up again. Okay. So that makes sense, right? Because in the midst of all of this right now, like, you've just figured out what needs to be seen, right? Things in the future are going to be revealed to you. But don't fret, because you're not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. You need to slow down, relax, and think about what's to come. Itchy. I actually want to look at that one again one more time. Okay. Because everything's just been revealed, there may be a feeling of stagnation now that everything's changed. You're not really sure where to go because things were heading in a certain direction, but they've changed now. But like it says, the wheel of fortune will eventually come back up again. It's wise to stop action and when to know when to stop action and when to start up again. Yes, ma'am. You want to prop up here? Yeah. Hold on. Here. I know here you go. You're probably getting hot on that spot over there. That's okay. Lay down. Thank you. Love, love. Okay? Thank you. And then the Seven of Cups reversed. Hey, no ma'am. Hey, Daisy. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you trying to clean up, but please don't do that. Okay. There we go. Right here. Seven of Cups. Okay. Okay, it says here the Seven of Cups shows a man trying to make a choice. Should he take the castle or the jewels, the wreath of victory or the red dragon, the woman or the ideal of himself? Too many choices. And in the center of the card is a draped individual ready to be revealed. What's under the draped cup? Okay. It says all these questions are part of the interpretations of the Seven of Cups. Maybe your imagination's working overtime and you're having difficulty making a decision. Chances are you can't see the forest for the trees. With your dissipated forces, you're meeting confusion at every juncture. Which way should you go? What should you do? Which do you choose? This card can indicate a self-indulgent in dreams instead of action, or being stuck in a condition due to wishful thinking, daydreaming, or choosing illusion over reality. Well, I would see it as, because, again, the veil's been lifted, but it's okay, you're not handling it alone, but still, the veil's been lifted, and so your whole, it seems like your fortune's upside down. You're in a feeling of stagnation right now as you're moving through this new awareness of where you are in your life, and so you've just got a bunch of new options to choose from. Some are good, some are bad. They're all going to impact you, though. Whichever you choose is going to impact you. And so we had the world as the overall theme, right? Do you remember that? It was the world flew out earlier, which is self-actualization, the overall theme. The world card's represented by the number 21 or 3. It stands for the culmination of work well done, life well lived, and the accomplishments you've worked towards, as well as blessings from above and from the people you've worked with. The number 3 is associated with knowing that your skills and lessons have been mastered. So the Capricorn zodiac sign is represented by the world card as well, because the positive side of Saturn ruled Capricorn is to climb every mountain and continue with growth. You will make it to the other side of the mountain. Business, success, and personal achievements are the focus of Capricorn, all of it. In its upright position, the world promises the fulfillment of all desires and goals, as well as an understanding of all the lessons you've been through. Here's the freedom to move ahead and continue your growth the way you want to. You now have all the talents and all the tools, so go for it. You have the ability to make others happy and are aware of what their gifts are. A world upright indicates the freedom to come and go as you please. You've earned the path of liberation, your karmic reward. And that is a really beautiful overall theme. Yeah, I wonder if I can find it again real quick just to put it on just to put it out there. The overall theme. I love that. So I'm going to leave it there.